Hello and welcome to the stream. And Happy New Year. It's so good to be back. Um, I'm glad I've got a decent streak going. It hasn't been that long since the last stream. It was on Christmas, so it being on today's stream being on New Year's, not too far away. What's up, hi? All right, let's transition over. I still got the Christmas tree up. Let's go ahead and put that away. Some people we just really don't put away the Christmas tree for a while. That's all it is. There you go. Hello, hello, hello. Happy New Year, everybody. There we go. Sorry, getting a few more things. It's already New Year's for you. Yeah, I figured it'd probably be that'd be the case for a lot of people, huh? I did have work today, so I had to do all that, but I got on as soon as I could. It's still 10 p.m. for me, so we got 2 hours left for my countdown. Um, but I'm here to hang out. I don't really know. We're probably just gonna chat for a while. We'll swap to IRL. Um, Maybe about 30 minutes before. We'll sit and chat for a while. I don't think we're gonna be doing anything too special today. No, like karaoke or something. Yo, what's up, irregular? Good to see ya. Good to see ya. Ay ay ay. What a year, man. It's been, I don't know. I don't know what it is. I feel like I haven't talked to a single person, and maybe I'm not talking to the right people, but I feel like I haven't talked to a single person who had a good year this year, man. It's just been ugh. It's just been a bad year for like everybody. I don't know what it is. Probably a mixture of things, I'm sure. You had a great year. I'm happy for you. I'm so happy for you. Just finished Stranger Things. Honestly, I need to catch up, but also I don't know if I wanna. I've been debating on it because I didn't see. I saw season up to season 3, but I haven't seen season 4. I don't know, man. They were kind of losing me on season 3. Even season 2, I was just like, yeah, okay, this is fun and all, but like, when's the finale gonna happen? Really, season 4 is your favorite? Okay, okay, and that's post watching season 5. You're saying season 4 is the best? Okay. Yeah, season 5 really built off parts of season 2 that I disliked. Season 2, really? What even happened in season 2 that they could build off of? It's weird. At least I completed the story. I did see who was it? I think Drew Gooden. Yeah, it was Drew Gooden. Put out a video about a bunch of different shows and things that he watched recently, and he talked about some of the storylines in latest season of Stranger Things. He didn't spoil anything, but he was kind of he mentioned like a few things that happened, like, oh, this character is, shows up for a bit, blah blah blah, and I'm like, I don't know, man. I haven't been sold on it, man. It's just, I don't know. At least they completed the story. Honestly, maybe that's all they needed to do. It's just complete the story so they can move on and make something else finally. Sad Valentine. It's easier said than done. I did watch there's a new season of Fiona and Cake. I watched all of that. That was really good. I will say it was a pretty slow burn. Like it took them like 5 episodes to really get the plot going. Like the first episode was not bad, but then like it kind of dragged for a few episodes, and then it really ramped up again. And I think it ended in a pretty good way. Duffer Brothers can retire, or at least refrain from long form content. Fair, honestly. Let's see, song request. I thought I thought you might request that song. I'll throw it on next. My theme song. Here, I'll throw it on right now so we can get it. All right, so I haven't mentioned it on stream yet, but I don't really mind because it's my stream. I can decide what I want. Um, Regular and I work together. IRL. We work at the same job, which is how he found out about the stream. I will say nothing else about that other than the fact that we were doing we were doing inventory the other day, and it was like it was getting to be a little stressful. It was just getting a little stressful. Everyone was getting worn out. Um, some people definitely more than others, and I will just say he has a little bit of a habit of pushing people's buttons, however unintentionally. And so our manager at one point was like, "You need to like, I don't know what what started it, but she was like, listen, you know, one time when I worked at this, previous job, we were doing inventory and it was like 2 in the morning. We were still going at it and we were listening to music and this song called Barbecue Dog by, here, let's see, Ronald Shannon Jackson and the Decoding Society. She's like, this song came on and it's like a little experimental. It's a little like, it's a little much sometimes. And it just kind of like it was the nail in the coffin to drive her insane. Uh, so she was then saying, "You are the barbecue dog of today's inventory. You're being the barbecue dog, just pushing things a little past their point." And I now think that should be your new nickname. Or at least this should be your theme song, like you're saying. So yeah, I'll leave it at that. I won't say anything more because not trying to dox myself, but we do work together, and I think it's okay to mention that. Yeah, that was funny though. I felt a little bad. I was like, oh man, I hope she's not. I don't. Know, I hope you didn't feel like too bad about it or anything. But I think some people were definitely getting a little on edge with just everything. Also, that one point where we had to like recount a bunch of stuff. Oh my god, that was rough, man. That I think about it, I do think I recall seeing a gnome at work. Honestly, I can be hard to spot sometimes. All right. Well, on the one hand, I'm like, well, I kind of want to do something. I ought to play a game or something. But on the other hand, I'm like, well, uh, we're probably not. I don't. It would just kind of get in the way of the usual tradition stuff. Play Fortnite. I think I'll pass on playing Fortnite. I will say I'm glad we didn't have a whole lot going on. It was a little busy at work today. It was like we had some New Year's Eve stuff going on, but like since it's an establishment where a lot of kids will go, um, somebody very smart, and I mean this, some genius in like the marketing department was like, "Hey, let's have all the kids. You know, you can come in, bring your kids, and celebrate as if it's already like midnight. Like we'll celebrate midnight. We'll celebrate the new year at like 8 p.m. The kids can feel like they participated in a New Year's party because they did, you know, to their knowledge at least. And then you can just go home, go to bed at a normal time, and that's it. You know, you can say, "Hey kids, we celebrated the new year. Now go to bed." And that's great for them, but also it's great for us because it means we get to go home at a normal time instead of being like, oh, it's New Year's party, so you got to stay till midnight and whatever. So I genuinely, I pretty smart idea from somebody. Should have come to see the event. You could have, you could have. I don't know that you would have really cared all that much. There's like a DJ, uh, and then they did like a bunch. They dropped a bunch of balloons. It was fun enough, you know. But I mean, I didn't really participate in any of it because I was actually working. So I assume it was fun. At least people seemed to like it. Honestly, the day flew by for me. It wasn't too bad of a shift either. I mean, I was only working the PM shift too. It was like four to 9 p.m. It wasn't much at all. But I'm not gonna say I had a great time or anything. It was kind of slow at times, but the work was kind of slow. But the like it was very busy. If that makes sense. I don't know. Oh man. But I don't know, man. I am so glad this year's over though. I need to move on, you know? I need things to get going. um I don't know. I'm tired, man. I'm just tired, man. Honestly, January might be the month I'd take to move on to a new job. Honestly, I wouldn't blame you. My year's starting off real crazy. Oh yeah, it's the new year for you already, huh? Of course, I can't say anything about it. Fair enough. Fair enough. Well, if you do end up finding somewhere else to work, then we'll miss you. You know, I think everybody's enjoyed having you around, and you're welcome to drop by the stream still if you like. You know, but yeah, I don't blame you. As much as I like the job, I'm also looking for something new. And it just it just doesn't pay enough. It's the bottom line for it. It just money's tight, man. It's not been easy. I think for me personally, I need to find something else to do, but I'm also I think gonna really look into love the job. Yeah, the pay can't keep up with my goals. Got to build. Yeah, same, same. I think I'm gonna really look into other forms of content creation, and really try to dive into it. And I think maybe that'll be my New Year's resolution of sorts, this next year. Like I want to actually make stuff. I always talk about like making YouTube videos and doing other projects and working on other things and streaming more, and I really don't, man. I just really don't. So, yeah. Mm. I mean, it sucks cuz it's like a part of me is like, well, I need to make money, so I need to keep working this job, but and if not this job, something else, that pays more hopefully. But man, it's just I don't know. Supposedly, the state of Missouri is increasing pay or minimum wage, I should say. I think this next year. I thought we voted on it like 2 years ago at this point, but whatever. I'll I'll take what I can get, man. So I don't know. Maybe things will be mildly better, but with how much prices are going up, it's like $1 increase or whatever it is. It's like I don't know if that'll be enough. We'll see. We'll see. My resolution this year is to quit vaping. Big problem of mine I've had. 2026 will mark 10 years of usage. Damn, 10 years. God damn. Yeah, so I think you're what, like 1 or 2 years younger than me? I think we're pretty close in age. So like you've been vaping since high school. I mean that makes sense. That sounds about right. Damn, dude, that's rough. Good luck to that, man. Hey, I it's not the same thing at all, but I quit Destiny as my New Year's resolution. And I didn't touch the game at all this year. Not even a bit. I'd occasionally like watch a YouTube video about it. New things in it. But hey, I'm just saying everybody talks about how, oh, I didn't keep my New Year's resolution. I didn't keep my New Year's resolution. I did it, man. And if I can do it, anybody can do it. Anybody can do it. I can't get myself to do anything, man. And yet somehow I was like, I'm gonna quit Destiny, and then I quit Destiny. I never touched it again. And some of my friends still play that game, like a lot, man. Pretty close. Both are addictive drugs. Honestly, fair. Very fair. Yeah, it's I don't know. I have no real regrets about quitting Destiny other than, well, it's affected the streaming, right? People don't drop by as much as they used to because either they also quit Destiny and still see me as a Destiny streamer, or they see me not playing Destiny anymore and they go, "Oh, okay, well, no sense in dropping by." Right. So, can't blame them too much for that. That's fair. But other than that, I will say there was something nice about having a game that was my regular main game that I would always come back to. I could sit and I could stream it for a while. I could do more difficult stuff. I could collaborate with people with it. It was nice to just have a central game to work around, and I really do miss that. And so, as far as content creation and streaming and all this has gone, quitting Destiny's been tough. It's not been easy in any way. I kind of built my whole thing on it, my whole shtick. And as much as I like streaming puzzle games and all, it's just not the same. Um, so I don't regret it, but it's not been easy. You know, I do miss things here and there. So yeah, but I'm uh I'm good, man. I'm doing all right with it. I do want to do other things though, for sure. And I will. I want to hold myself to it. If I was able to stop playing Destiny and I'm looking for things to do now, surely I can convince myself to actually make some stuff, man. I've had these ideas for a bunch of different like videos here and there. I think something I've been thinking about doing too is maybe starting a new YouTube channel that's like um whatchamacallit, like making a new YouTube channel specifically for some of the stuff I want to make, and then kind of just endorsing it and letting my current YouTube channel just be, because I haven't really put anything really on my YouTube channel besides like archives of my VODs from streams and stuff, and occasionally I'll put something else out. Um, but I've been wondering if maybe just having a side channel would be better, because it would be good for growth too. I think because like people don't really want to watch a YouTube channel that's just spamming VODs from like their stream unless they're trying to watch the VODs, right? So I don't know. So I don't know. Maybe we'll do that. We'll see. Oh, I just saw your message. I don't know. I've had this the I've mentioned it on stream before. I've had this idea of like a um are you into asymmetrical games? I don't know. What does that mean? Asymmetrical? Is this the genre I don't know? Multiplayer games where people have different goals. Interesting. Oh, is it like I mean, I guess you could say like Among Us might be like an asymmetrical game, or like Dead by Daylight, or those games. For instance, Dead by Daylight. Yeah, I'm aware. I'm not super into them. I will say, not my biggest time sink or anything. I tried Dead by Daylight with some friends a while back. I don't know. It's just it really wasn't for me. It's strange because like I think people get into it in a similar way that I got into Destiny, where it's just like this is like my favorite game ever, and it just clicks in my brain, and it's just really fun. Um, but then like if I try to explain what it is I like about the game, other people would be like, I don't really know if I care about that kind of thing, you know. So I respect the hustle, you know. I respect the grind, but it's hard. I don't know. I can't say I really like it personally. I have been thinking it'd be fun to play with people from work. Lucky was looking for more people to play Dead by Daylight with. Yeah, sorry. There's I've been thinking it'd be fun to play some games with people from work. because there's the work Discord uh that they started, and I think it could be fun trying to grab some people for that at some point. Maybe play some sort of friend slop game, like Lethal Company or Peak or something. Among Us, maybe. I don't know. Among Us then coming into work the next day would be heinous. Yeah, it'd be an interesting experience, but it'd be fun. It'd be fun. What time is it? 10:35. All right, still got some time. Oh man, I forgot. I nabbed some one of the vendors for for our job. Apparently left a bunch of like candy for us, like fancy chocolates and things, as like a little gift for the holidays. And so I nabbed the whole box of these like it says it's vanilla fudge with sea salt. It says classic English fudge on it. Um, Now I don't know if the English know how to make fudge the right way, or if they have like some special kind of fudge that they make, and it's like, or they call it something else. Maybe fudge to them is just something else. Because it looks, I'm gonna be honest, it doesn't look entirely like fudge. It looks like caramel, like just little things of caramel. So I'm curious now. Kind of smells like caramel too. Hmm. Yeah, I mean, that's good. Oh, yeah, that's pretty good. It's like it's just a bunch of sugar with some you know, definitely some vanilla flavor there. A little caramely. Turn the music up a tiny bit. Yeah, that's pretty good. Yeah, I'll definitely eat all these. Oh, yeah. All right, I should stop eating these though because I can't talk and eat that easy, or at least like it won't sound that great. I'll have some more later. Oh man. Yeah, I don't know. I wish I had done more this past year. No sense in sitting and regretting everything, of course, but like there were so many times where I was like, man, I'd like to do this, and then I just didn't do it, you know? And that never feels good, you know? So yeah, I think I want to change that, you know? I want to mix it up this year and actually do some stuff this next year. So I'll say that's my resolution is to actually make some videos, put some stuff out there. Maybe I'll actually use the website and do some blogging or something. I don't know. We'll see. Surely if I'm surely if I'm able to quit Destiny, surely I should be able to actually do some stuff for once, you know? Music's acting up again. Still don't know why it does that. It's so weird. It's so frustrating. Yeah, I'm just gonna try just resetting the app. And it's fine. Okay. Okay. Well, apparently resetting the browser at least fixes it, but I don't know. I don't know why. I don't know why it happens in the first place. It really doesn't need to. Whatever. Well, we got some time to kill. Um, Trying to think of hmm. I guess I had kind of a big year. Set a resolution to beat Elden Ring live. I tried running Elden Ring on my PC. I tried streaming Elden Ring, I should say. And for some reason I couldn't stream it very well. Uh, like it just didn't run very well. But that was when it was like brand new, and I think they fixed some optimization stuff, so maybe it's better now. But I don't know. I might give it another try sometime, but no promises. Okay, no promises about that. Yeah, I got a new car. Still paying off the loan for that. Probably I'll be paying it off for the next few years, of course. Barely keeping up with it to be honest. Um, I turned 27. This next year I'm gonna turn 28. Uh, I quit Destiny. I I don't know. I don't really know what else. Unk status, honestly. Honestly, Fair. Honestly valid. When I literally have several nieces and nephews and people call me Unc, it's like, yeah, I mean, sure. In the most literal sense, I just I can't deny it, man. But also, yeah, I'm getting old, man. That's why I gotta do something, you know. That's why I gotta put some stuff out before I'm no longer young and creative. I'm losing my touch, man. Oh man, what else did I do this year? I reconnected with an old friend from college. That was fun. Um, she reached out uh, because I had reached out years prior to that and then ghosted her. And just I want to say, you know, just a friend. She's a lesbian. She's not interested in me, and she's in a relationship. So we're just really good friends. But I hadn't talked to her in like a few years. Um, and then I worked somewhere, and my coworker happened to know her, so I reached out and I was like, oh hey, you know, do you know so and so? And she's like, oh yeah, I went to high school with them, blah blah blah. And I was like, yeah, we should hang out sometime. And then we just I totally ghosted her, but she also kind of ghosted me too. After that, we just stopped being in touch. And then recently, this past year, she reached out and was like, "Hey, you know, you ghosted me that one time." I was like, "Oh yeah, sorry about that. It just became so long that I felt awkward reaching out." And she's like, "Yeah, no, that makes sense. Do you want to hang out sometime?" And then we hung out. That was nice. I don't really do a lot of stuff. Just period. I don't really do much. So it was nice getting out and hanging out with a friend, and we rescheduled and then hung out again. So that was good, you know. That was good. And now I'm like, okay, sometime next year, I guess, because this holiday season is just busy. I was like, I'm not gonna reach out during the holidays. Um, but sometime we'll hang out. I don't know. Strong trend, yeah. And it's been making me think about some other friends that I haven't talked to in a long time where I'm like, it'd be nice to talk to them again, you know? It'd be nice to hang out. Because it's just been a while, you know? It's been a long, long while. And I've never been good at just keeping up with people. You know, I have a lot of friends from like high school or college that I think I'd still love to hang out with, and I just haven't talked to them since. It's like, man, I don't know. I don't know. Maybe I could do like, well, I don't really have a lot of space in my apartment. I was like, maybe I could do like little get-togethers and just be like, hey, friends from the past, you know, or coworkers that I got along with that I don't work with anymore, or you know, whoever else. If you like me, if you enjoy being around me, drop by my apartment and we'll hang out and I don't know, play video games or watch a movie or something. I don't know. I don't drink, but like I could offer drinks or whatever. Do like a potluck or something. That could be fun. I just don't have like a lot of space in my apartment, so I can't. I'd love to do that kind of hosting though. That'd be so fun. I think that's the kind of hanging out I would love to do. Is like, hey, come to my party. I used to do that every year for when I was a kid. I was one of the friends that would like always have a big party, and so every friend group I had, you know, my friends from school and my friends from church, which was you know two different groups of people for the record. I would invite all of them, and also any friends I might have elsewhere. But like it was that was pretty much it. I was in scouts, but like most of my friends from scouts were also in school. So yeah, and it was also very just a different friend group, yeah, for the most part. Um, but like my two big friend groups, oh, it's like let's mesh them together for my birthday, and we all you know did the classic playing on whatever console was out at the time, and all the party games and all the multiplayer stuff, and taking turns. Um, I kind of miss doing that kind of thing. It'd be fun to do that again. You know, why are my eyes going crazy, man? Why is the tracking so weird about my mouth? But then Like my eyes are not doing that. I'm trying to see like what's triggering it. Sorry. I don't know. There's something funny about the tracking going on. I really need to redo some of the tracking. Oh hey, there's some really cool art that a different coworker made. Uh I was telling them about my streaming stuff. Um and for the record, I don't talk to a lot of coworkers about streaming because some people get really weird about anime and VTubers and stuff like that. But there are a few that know, including a regular here. He knows, and then let's see. Oh, here it is. I'll show it on stream real quick. What's the best way here? Scoot over a bit, and then we can do uh, full screen. Look at this. Isn't this nice? Um, uh, regular. This was drawn by Chatty Cathy. We'll say. You know who. You know who. Uh, but I was talking about how like, oh, I'd love to, if I had the money, I'd pay for a new model because I think I need a bit of a refresh. Um, and I really love the way that gnomes are drawn in the dungeon meshy style. And so I was like, man, it'd be cool to commission somebody to do like in the style of a dungeon mesh. Yeah, Batman. Yeah, Batman. Theoretically, Batman and Superman. That's a whole story that we shouldn't get into. I don't want to get into doxing territory. Uh, but yeah. Um, but I was talking to them and they were like, oh yeah, well, I can draw that for you if you want. I was like, really? Like, if you don't mind, And they're like, yeah. And 'cause it was a slow enough day at work. There was nothing going on that day. So we were just chatting and hanging out and stuff. Um, and they were nice enough to draw this, and I thought it was really good. I still have it. It's sitting in my room next to another picture that my sister drew of my character here. Um, and then they also threw in a kind of um Animal Crossing. That's what it's called. I couldn't for some reason I just couldn't think of the name. An Animal Crossing kind of inspired. I was like, I'd also love like a really low poly render of my character too. I think that'd be fun. They were being a little more like, oh, I'd totally draw you the thing, and maybe even do the rigging. And I'm like, please, respectfully, you don't need to offer that because I will hire a professional to do all that stuff. you know. Also, there's something about not mixing work with play, I guess you could say. Even though she's a coworker, I don't want to be like I don't want to tarnish a friendship by doing a like commission, you know. Like I don't know. I don't know. I like to keep things professional with my profession, I guess. Um and I don't weirdly enough, I consider my streaming more of my trade than I do my actual job that makes me money. So I don't know what that says about me exactly, but that's how I feel. But look at this. Look at how nice this is. Look at that. I love the style, the like hash marks for the nose and stuff, and the big ears. I do have ears. You can kind of you can kind of see them. You know, I have them, but they're really pronounced in the Dungeon Meshi style. She also threw in like some piercings and stuff, which is fun. But I don't know. I've thought about putting piercings in. But yeah, I'd love to do kind of a rehash of the current model and just kind of redo it. but you know, I'm no artist myself, so it's not like something I can just do on a dime. Yeah, there's that. So I don't know if at some point money becomes less scarce to me, which, truth be told, it's not looking great. uh, if that ever happens, then yes, I think I will commission a new model. Um, and yeah, maybe that'll be the style. I say maybe. I think that'll probably be the style I'm gonna go for next. So hopefully we can get that going. But I digress. Let's see here. But no, normally I don't really like talk to my coworkers much about my VTubing stuff. There are only a few that know currently, and I've been trying to be very careful about it. But a regular here actually I didn't even tell about. He saw that I was streaming because we're in the whatchamacallit Discord, the coworker Discord, and he started watching. And I don't mind. Of all the people that can know, that's fine. Uh, I just don't really like advertise it to coworkers and be like, "Hey, watch my stream," and they show up and they see me VTubing and go, "Oh, I didn't know, I didn't know that." So, all right, well, let's see here. We've got about an hour and 5 minutes until the new year, so let's go ahead and get traditions going here. So let me be right back. I'm actually gonna grab a soda real quick. Be right back. I won't be long, just like a minute or two. I'm back, I'm back. Calm down, calm down. I'm back. I know, I know. Everybody's freaking out while I'm gone. Oy. Okay. Drawing is pretty good. Yeah. Yeah, no, they do a really, really good job with it. I'm very satisfied. I don't know. Maybe I'd commission them for something small. I just wouldn't want to. I I don't like being that person where it's like, oh hey, can you, oh you're an artist, can you draw something for me? It's like I don't like doing that, but some people are very nice about it, and they'll just be like, no, yeah, I'll draw you something. You know. Let's see. There it is. All right, you guys ready? It's going to be time. In about an hour here, it'll be New Year's time. So, for those that don't know, we do a little bit of IRL stuff around New Year's. Just a little bit. Just a little bit. So here we go. Hi. It's pretty rare. But I've done it for quite a few years in a row now. Nice beanie, thanks. Top of the mountain. Yeah. So welcome to my humble abode, my messy room. It's actually, you know what? That's another thing. I was trying to think of things I did this year. That's actually something I did this year. I cleaned my room a fair amount. It's a lot nicer than it used to be. That being said, you can see the pile of laundry still needs to be worked on. Um, I was actually I took a shower this morning and I was looking around. I'm like, oh no, am I out of clean underwear? And luckily, I still had some. So uh, it was yeah. I grabbed myself a Baja Blast. Yeah, this is the part of the show. So here's that candy that I got earlier. I was talking about some. It's all right. It just kind of tastes like caramel, but it's a little more fudge texture y, I guess. I don't know. Just listening, man. I'm trying to understand. All right, let me show you guys my Christmas haul. Here's what we got. Secret Santa at work. Got some stuff from them. Uh, Shout out to Dave at work. And his wife. I guess I shouldn't say real life names. Um, oh well. I only said one, so we'll leave it at that. I got a big slinky. This was just part of it. Got this big slinky. I got some color shifting green nail polish, which I've never used nail polish before. John and his wife, yes. John and Jane. Uh, One of them had my name for the Secret Santa we did for Christmas. By the way, I got somebody's name for Christmas for the Secret Santa at work, and then I found out that someone else had their name, and so that they got a gift from that person, and I was just like, let me get a neutral gift, and I'll just give it to whoever needs it. But then like nobody was like, oh man, I didn't get anything from the Secret Santa, and so I'm like, well, what am I supposed to do? Who am I supposed to give a gift to? So that was a little weird. Um, Supposedly those items were supposed to tide me over until the like real gift. I'm not really sure exactly what was going on. What's up, Yelena? I also got some earrings because I like wearing earrings. Some people wanted multiple people. Yeah, I don't know what that was about. Regular, you were there for that. It was a whole weird drama of just too many people. 1 minute, I have 6 minutes of ads. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I gotta get what money I can, man. If you subscribe, you get no ads. I'm just saying. I think unless Twitch is really screwing you over, then at that point I don't know what you can do. So then for the big Secret Santa at my uh with my family, um I got all sorts of pins. So this whole box is just chock full of pins cuz you can see here. See that over there? That whole thing.
You're not meant to be in here.
Is a bunch of pins. Thanks for the resub high, by the way. 14 months in a row. Big. Um So that whole thing is those are all pins on that giant pin board. I'd bring it to you if it was easy to stick back on the wall, but it's unsticking. It's not going to be very easy, and resticking it would suck harder. But we can look at the new pins I got. My one of my sisters-in-law had my name this year. Oh, I forgot she got me candy in it too. Oh my god, I could eat this. Hell yeah. It's like Swedish candy or something. I saw it at World Market the other day. I like your hat. Yes, I love this hat too. I got it. I went to the mall. Um, there's a store. I don't know if it's like a nationwide store, so I don't know if you know about it. Buffno makes an appearance. Yes, wouldn't really call myself buff, but there was that one image that was going around. So I don't know. Logs. If you know, you know. Um, but I was at the mall buying Christmas presents earlier this month, and I was at Zoomies. I don't know if the Zoomies is a store everywhere in the U.S., but it's like a skate shop, kind of like Vans. There's also Vans in the mall, but I was at Zoomies, and I don't always buy stuff from there because they can be a little pricey. But I was looking around and I saw this hat. I saw one that was like a camo version of this, and one that was like a lighter green. And then I saw one that was an axolotl. And I was tempted maybe to get the axolotl as well, but I decided, am I twisting it the wrong way? I'm twisting it the wrong way. Sorry, it's not mirrored for me or whatever. Jimmy's is mad expensive. I don't know, but I think this only cost me like $20. It wasn't too bad. It could have been a lot worse. Um, yeah, it was. I spent so much money on a pair of socks there one time, and I felt so embarrassed. But we had like been waiting in line, me and my sister. We've been waiting in line, and I just wanted to get the pair of socks. And when we finally got to the front of the line, and I found out how much the socks were, and they were like, it was they weren't like $50 or anything, but it was like one pair of socks, and it was like what, like $25 or something. And I'm like, one pair? One pair of socks? Like it was like 25 or $30. It was way more than a pair of socks should be worth. And trust me, I buy a lot of socks. I buy a lot of different kinds of uh, silly looking socks, and they never cost that much. $15 maximum usually. So we had waited so long in line, and I kind of looked at her a little embarrassed on the price, and I was like, whatever. I paid for it, and so now I call them my lucky socks. They're my lucky socks because if I don't make them special, then I just wasted a bunch of money on some socks. so so yeah. I mean, they're a nice pair of socks. They've lasted me a while. They're a nice pair of socks. They fit well. They're comfortable, but they were expensive, and so now they're my lucky socks. Um, but yeah, check out these pins. I got this one. I need to put them on the board still. This one's a goose with a little, I guess, why can't I think of the word? A little scarf. That's what it is. A little scarf. The camera won't quite zoom, it seems, but you get the idea. There's that one. This one's like I can't quite tell. I think it's a capybara, maybe? A little capybara and a peach. That one's fun. Yeah, so she just got me a whole box of these. There's an alien like holding a cat. Hold on, wait, wait, I'm twisting the wrong way. Can it zoom or can it configure properly? Whatever. The cat does not look happy. It's got angry eyes and stuff. Like it does not want to be held by the alien. This one, I'm not really much of a Potterhead or anything, but my broom is in the shop is just kind of funny. I guess maybe it's just a witch thing in general. I'll take it. Yeah. Throw it on the board. Keep it as part of the collection. This one's actually pretty cute. It's a little shark. It's very sparkly. Little shark with like a hoop around it. Does it say something? No. It does not. But it's got some cute eyes. I guess you can't quite tell. I really wish it would focus, man. A wonderful focus, yeah, truly. What else we got here? Oh, it came with like a little sticker. So I don't know. I don't know if I can't remember what she said where she got these. But she just got a whole bunch of them for me, and it seemed like it was just a random bag, like a random combination, you know. Here's a that wasn't very cash money of you. A bit of an old meme, but not a bad one. But there's still more, believe it or not. Oh, this one's so cute. It's a little fox in a sweater. He's like kind of hugging himself. It's so cute. I love that. Fitting considering, yeah. True, true. This one, it's like a cat with like butterfly wings, and it says, "I'm away with the fairies." What else we got? We got a Steamboat Willie. Look at that. He's in the public domain. You can make him do whatever you want. He belongs to the people. Okay, so this is how I know these were just random. This one says, "Hello, I'm a Swiftie." Oh, that's funny. I have looked at these before, by the way. For the record, I'm sure everybody knows this, but I don't really listen to Taylor Swift at all. Uh, here's a a baby Perry the platypus. It's from the episode where they talk about when they first got Perry, and I remember the scene where like they go into the pet shop and they're like, uh, the parents are like showing the kids different animals, like, look, Ferb, this one's looking at you. Look, Phineas, this one's looking at you. And then Phineas goes up to Ferb and says, "Look, Ferb, this one's looking at both of us." And it's going. Perry's going cross-eyed, looking at each one of them. Great, just good joke, you know. Here's a little cassette tape that says folklore. You definitely will not be able to read it. It just will not focus. God, it's so hard. It's not mirrored, so I can't quite tell this way and then this way. And it says folklore at the top. Here's a star. It says, "I'm gonna shine. I'm gonna shine." It says. What else? What else? Little record player. Here's a little record player. The song's been on my mind a lot lately. It's just such a good song. I'm just gonna tell you guys what it is. It's "Playboy" by Automatic. Great song. Great song. "Playboy" by Automatic. Just real funky, real fun. A little feminist. That's good, you know. Get that out into the world. Camera is not great quality. I just made my preview bigger, and yeah, it's not. Is it smudged or something? Hold on. Can I swear I have a lens wiper. Yeah, this looks. It has probably been a while. This is the camera I use for tracking, so like it's not like it doesn't function, but like, oh god, probably messing up the angle too. I'll have to fix that. Ah, I just shifted my entire monitor down. There we go. I don't think that helped at all. I was hoping it was just a little smudged, but no, I think the quality is just not incredible. Tilt it back down a little. Oh god, there we go. Well, let's just finish up with the pins here. Here's a Garfield that says, "I'm like 104% tired. I know you can't read it, but that's what it says. Here's one that says, treat our earth with kindness. And it's the earth is like smiling and has her arms out and stuff. This one's got like all the horror characters. So from left to right, it's Jason, Chucky, Michael Myers, and Freddy. Not Fazbear, the other one. Here. So it's hard to tell them, which is why I mentioned it. Yeah. Let's see. We've got. This one's a little hard to see. I might take it out of the bag. I'm going to take them all out of the bag eventually, so I'm not really. They're not like collector's items, really. It's really thin, though. I will say this one in particular. This one's just like kind of like a. It kind of looks like the Earth, but like it's just got a bunch of animals on it, like a leopard and a whale and a deer, and a jellyfish and a regular fish in the water as well. But like you can't really see those because they're the same color and they blend in. So there's some fun pins. Almost done here. We'll move on to the next portion. Here is a ghost mushroom, or a ghost with mushroom hat. That was a lot easier to see. It's got some flowers in the background. It's just very cute. I like that. This one's so good. What? I'm taking him out of the bag. You gotta see this guy. I really hope you can tell what he is. Oh my god, he's so cute. He's a shark, but he's wearing like little shark slippers. That's so cute. And he's like Blahage style, like very dopey looking shark. It's just the upper row of sharp teeth. And just like his slippers are like scarier sharks, but like still cartoony. It's great, man. I love him. He's so cute. That's one of my favorites for sure. So I guess it's alum and ink from Etsy. That's where it was. Etsy. Alum and alum and ink. That's where she got these from. I think it was just like a give me a grab bag is kind of what she did. It's just got that. So here's one in particular that's by them, I guess. Or maybe this is the only one by them and then the rest of them were like I don't know, something else like another grab bag. But this one at least has the alum and ink logo on it. And it's a little alien. He's holding, what is he holding? Oh, he's holding a flower in one hand and he's waving with the other. Really hard to tell in the preview though. There we go. That's about. Yeah, it's cute. He's in a little spaceship, little flying saucer. Now then, when I was out buying stuff, I was at the mall, of course. I got this hat. I was buying stuff for family for Christmas. I got this at World Market. This one, just a simple like, kind of Illuminati style, but just like it's just an eye, and I think it was. I thought it looked fun. Here's a little frog in a top hat. Got this at Hot Topic. It's a good one. And then I did an Invader Zim Gur blind box, and I got probably one of the better ones. He's like in his green dog suit, but the hood is down. And I don't know, he's just kind of making a neutral face there, nothing special. But I thought that was probably one of the better ones. There were a few good ones that it could have been, but I would have been happy with just about any of them. But this one was pretty good. So I got those three for myself, and then the rest of them were all gifts. And then this came in the mail somewhat recently too. We were playing Peak the other day. I've been playing it a lot this past year. There was a point where me and three friends, three Deadlock friends, went through the effort to do every single difficulty, one at a time, all of the ascents. And so the game kind of ended up meaning a lot to me. So I got Bing Bong. In fact, I think Hai was talking about how he also got a Bing Bong. Um, I was hoping he's a little small, right? Like I know I got pretty big hands, but like he's kind of small, right? Uh, yeah, we got Bing Bong, and then we got and I also thought he would like talk or something because in game you squish him and he's like a magic 8 ball and he has like a bunch of set phrases, and so whatever he says is like if you ask a yes or no question, he'll answer with some response like that. But hey, we got a Bing Bong. It's got some scars on him and stuff, which is funny, but yeah, very cute. Came in a nice like bag as well. Look at this. I've just been keeping them in the bag because I haven't put them on a shelf yet, but I'll probably put them on a shelf and maybe use this bag elsewhere. It's just cute. Is there something on the inside? Plushie spa care, massage instructions. Your plushie had a long journey, and shipping may have altered its shape. Once opened, generously massage and stretch your plushie to correctly position its stuffing. And it has a little instructional. It's very cute. I don't think he needs it. I think he looks as just as janky as he does in game. So I'll take it. He's like a very intentionally ugly plush, and I love him for that. He's great. I'm happy though. I'm happy. I'm satisfied with this Bing Bong here. So there we go. That's my Christmas haul for the year. Oh yeah, and then I got this as like a stocking stuffer. Everybody got a little book from one of most of my other stocking stuffers were all like candy and stuff, but somebody went and got a whole bunch of these little books, and I happened upon the picture of Dorian Gray. So I will probably read this at some point. I do want to try to read more. Um, there have been a few books that I've been like really close to starting to read, just like, but I'm not really much of a reader out of habit. So I need to really pick it up is the thing, and maybe this is a good start, because it's a apparently it's a pretty short book. Not a whole lot of pages. Yeah, like it looks like just a little over 200 pages for this one. But I've heard of this, and of course it's written by Oscar Wilde, who I've definitely heard of. So I will read it at some point, sometime this year, perhaps. I say perhaps sometime this year. I'll say. Um, yeah. I guess what we could do is we could actually hang these pins up on the board, stab them into the thing. Do that, That'd be fun. I guess it wouldn't be super fun to watch. I don't know. Maybe I'll just do that later. That's probably better. Just do it later. Also got like a little. This was another non-candy stocking stuffer. Everybody got one of these. It's like a reading light that plugs into USB. And it's really bright. Like it's not bad. Here, I'll blind myself with it real quick. Not really. I'm just gonna plug it into the front of my PC, and yeah, it's like it's actually decent lighting. Um, just a bunch of LEDs on a USB. I was trying to think of something else that had a 3-letter acronym to say with it, but it didn't happen. Sorry. It would have been a lot funnier if I did, but here we are. But yeah, it's just a fun little, simple little gift I got from somebody for a stocking stuffer. And then lots of candy and stuff is kind of what we got this year. Besides that, I will say I wanted to start organizing some stuff in my room because I realized that like there were two things that were taking up space, like not much space, but it was enough that it was justifying a mess. And I was like, let me deal with this. Let me find a way to deal with this. Um, so they were grown man with a sweet tooth. Hey, guilty as charged. Okay, Excuse me. I'm literally drinking a Baja Blast. I don't know what you want from me. I have English fudge on my desk that I was just munching on a second ago and had to stop myself from. Okay, I don't know what you want from me. Leave me alone. Uh, I like sweets, man. I like sweets. Look at this. Isn't this pretty? Whoa. Wow. Ooh. Ah. Distraction. Distraction. Nah. There's nothing wrong with liking sweets. Come on, be reasonable. I've always had a sweet tooth. When I was a kid, my joke was that most people have one sweet tooth. All of my teeth are sweet teeth. I made that joke as a kid all the time. It still holds true to me. But I actually made. So I ordered that pin board off Amazon. It's just a bunch of different squares that are like foam. Um, you can stick them all individually on the wall. You're supposed to make a big old boring rectangle, but I wanted to make a fish because it was a shape that I could make. So I made a fish. And so now I can put all my pins there, including all the new ones I got. But I also got this. Hopefully I can pick it up without spilling it. Oh, yeah, that's okay. It's a little rattly. Look at this. All my earrings. Except for some studs, just it would take forever to put all the studs on here. So I just keep those in a box still. I had asked for a jewelry box last Christmas because I was getting so many earrings and other jewelry. Um, and it was no longer sustainable. So they started just cluttering up my desk and making a mess of the place. And so this became this and the pins both were becoming like a mess of like, where do I put the stuff, man? Where do I put it? And so finally I got this off Amazon as well. And the wonderful thing is I got both of those things uh intending to have more space to put things than I have things to put in them, you know? Like that can hold so many. I mean, look at it. There's two whole squares at the top, a third one on the left side. So three total, not being taken up at all. The primary square, that bottom right one, has most of the pins on it. A good chunk of my favorites are in the middle square, and then this bottom left one is just kind of like gifts, like pins I don't like as much, but were gifts to me, so I'm not gonna like get rid of them or anything. As well as buttons. I just don't really like buttons as much as pins. They just don't really sit like, and they clip on in a different way, and it's just there's a lot I don't like about them. But I don't like them as much as I like pins. Um, and so I keep them a little bit separate. They're just kind of in that same square in the bottom left there. But yeah, I mean it's just nice. It's just uh, yeah. Um, I don't know. And then I don't want to pick it up again, but there's also so much room for expansion on the earrings thing. I mean, this has been like a big improvement for me. I'd show a bit more of my room. Um, but it occurs to me every time I stream it occurs to me like, okay, let's be careful what I show on stream because there are some things that could dox me if I'm not careful. Including a lot of merchandise from the store that I work at. I have a lot of it, and it all has the logo of the place, and I just don't really want to be advertising where I work. I think that's just for my own safety. I'd rather not. Um, so yeah, well, yeah. Um, what else? Bring in more customers. Ask you for the gnome. Yeah. If I ever quit this job, maybe I'll talk about it on stream. Like if I ever actually fully leave the job, maybe I'll be able to refer to it in the past tense. Um, but I don't want to take any risks. I haven't come across anybody who's I think malicious enough to dox me or anything, but I would rather play it safe than sorry, you know. Some people on the internet are just weird, man. You just got to be careful. But yeah, I mean that's my Christmas haul. I got those organizer things. to help me out a bit earlier in the year, and then got a few things for myself when I went Christmas shopping, and then all those other things. I was really proud of myself. I got a really nice gift for my brother. Not the one I live with, but the one whose name I had this year. He and I both really like puzzles and like puzzle games and things like that. And he's much more of a reader than I am. And so I came across this YouTube video talking about this book called Maze. It's called Maze by Christopher Manson. I have to remember the name right because Charles Manson is the guy who like started a cult and like killed people. Christopher Manson wrote the book Maze. A different Manson whose name starts with a C, um, and a CH actually. Anyway, so yeah, different Manson. But um, Christopher Manson wrote this book called Maze, and it's a lot like if you've ever played Blueprints, or if you've played Myst, like MYST, that game. If you've ever played anything like that, all those games are basically inspired by this book. And it had this whole story of like, when it came out, it was like you could win $10,000, and it came out in like the 70s, right? You could win $10,000 if you solve the puzzle in this book within the allotted time, and it's a really hard puzzle to solve. Um, but people were trying to solve it for years. People were trying to solve it, and within the time frame, nobody fully solved it. But like a few people tied with like almost solving it, like getting really close. And so the prize money got split between those people. And then like a little while later, like a year or two later, or whatever, whenever that was, it did get fully solved. Supposedly, right? There might still be some secrets in it, but like supposedly the full puzzle is solved now. Um, and there's some insanely difficult stuff in there. And I was watching this video talking about it, and I'm like, wow, this is really interesting. My brother would love this book. And so I look up online. I'm like, what's a good where can I get this book? You know, and I see a listing on Amazon for like $60, and I go, or not Amazon, sorry, on eBay for $60, and I go, I'll think about it. And so I thought about it for a bit. But keep in mind it's an eBay listing, so people are gonna bid on it. And I'm watching the bidding. I'm seeing if it goes up at all, and I'm like, I don't know. Do I want to pay $60 for this? $60? I don't know about that. And so I keep waiting on it and waiting on it, for like a day or two, and then I'm finally like, you know what? I think I've convinced myself I do want to get the book, but I had just run out of time, and somebody bought it, and it was gone. And I was like, okay, well, what's the next listing? $80. Why is it $80? And I'm like, what the hell? And then I look at some other listings, $130, 200, $300. Why are they so expensive? And like they weren't always in like incredible quality, in incredible shape or anything either. But I'm like, $300 for this old book? Like, I don't know, man. It seems like a bit too much. And like the book is cool. Like it's like you open it up, and it talks about like, here's what this book is, here's how you solve the book. You got to get to this specific room and then back. And but you start in this room, and it's just like a picture and a description and like a paragraph talking, like a mysterious narrator talking. And then the picture has a bunch of different doors in it. And so based on all these different things that are in the picture, you got to choose the right door to go through. And then that door, it has a number on it, and that number corresponds to a page. So you flip to that page. If you go through the door, you flip to that page, and wouldn't you know it, there's a new room in a new illustration with a new paragraph talking about what happens when you enter, and new doors in the picture, right? And so then you can choose which door to go through there. And that's the whole puzzle, is you're trying to get to the certain point by solving the puzzles along the way, right? So, uh, really interesting idea, but I don't know if I'm gonna pay $300 for it. Like that's crazy. $300 on eBay for a book that I'm not even sure if my brother would really like, because some of the puzzles, truth be told, they're a little obtuse. They're a little like much, you know. But I'm like, it'd be really cool to get him this book though. And so I'm like keeping an eye on some of the other listings, and I'm just like, I don't know. Then I see like another listing online, not on eBay, for like $16, and I'm like, okay, $16 is a lot more manageable. But I can't find it on any major retailer. It's not on Amazon. The online bookstore does not have this book. And I'm like, okay, so I guess it's not being printed right now. It must just be all these old prints. That would explain why it's so expensive. So why is there a listing for $16? And so I go to the website for this really cheap listing, and it says out of stock. And I'm like, of course it's out of stock. But then it says underneath it, if you're, you know, uh, this item's currently unavailable. But if you'd like to contact us about when we're going to have it in stock again, you can either call or email. I'm like, okay, I'll give them a call. Why not? You know, I don't think I think there's something wrong with the listing, but I will trust it enough to give a call. So I give them a call, and it's this little bookstore. I don't know how small actually, but it's just some bookstore in California, right? And I give them a call. I'm like, hey, I've been wondering about this book, and she's like, yes, I know that book. Um, Let me help this customer in the store real quick, and then I will call you right back. Is that okay? And I'm like, yeah, that's fine. Um, so she helps the customer, calls me back, says, yeah, we've been getting a lot of people interested in that book for some reason. But I will say, um, recently, you know, or I will say we don't have that currently in stock, and also it's one of our pricier options. It's one of our pricier books that we have. And I'm like, yeah, you know, that makes a lot of sense. And I'm like, if you'd like, I can tell you why I think it's probably been requested so much lately. And she's like, yeah, that'd be great. And so I told her about the YouTube video I came across. It had been randomly recommended to me, which means that although I don't really look up puzzle books, you know, I don't really do this on a regular basis. Um, it was randomly recommended to me. So it must be doing its rounds on YouTube, where a lot of people are catching wind of it and then trying to find it somewhere online, only to be met with all these expensive prices on eBay, and then seeing Google promote their $16 listing, and then calling this place trying to get the book. And she's like, "Oh, that makes a lot of sense. Thank you for the information." And I was like, "Yeah, and I think it's Google is especially promoting your page because you have it listed for $16." And she goes, "Oh, it is definitely not $16. That's the price that it was in 1980 something." And I'm like, that makes sense. That makes a lot more sense. So apparently, the store has been open for a good enough amount of time that um, it's now cost them, or it's now the cost of the book has gone up a lot more since it was originally listed for. And so I guess some of the old data was just transferred to the new website, and yeah, it was funny. So what did I do? What did I do? I'm like, I still kind of want to get my brother this book. I don't have any better ideas really. So I think it'd be nice to get him this book. And so then I'm like, well, what about um well, no, actually, sorry. I'm getting ahead of myself. I didn't think of the solution. My brother, whom I live with, a different brother, I was telling this whole story to him, and he's like, "Well, you know what? We could probably print it. We could have it printed because you're not selling it, so you can legally like download the PDF of a book and have it printed, and even pay to have it printed. And as long as you're not reselling it, it's perfectly legal." And I'm like, "Okay, that's interesting. I didn't think about that, but that's a good point." And he's bringing this up because he used to work at a print shop. I worked very briefly at the same print shop, and I hated that job. I hated that job. So long story short, I did not like working there. For a number of reasons, it just did not fit me well. And so I had a bad time there. But it was nice people there. They do good work there. And he's like, "Why don't we get it printed?" And so and he's a graphic designer, so I'm like, okay, cool. And he's like, yeah, I'll even do the graphic design work. And I'm like, sure, yeah. So I find the PDF. I send him the files. Um, he starts working on it, and he even makes like some slight changes to it. There's some visual things that needed to get fixed up, like some of the text boxes needed to Like there was some like bleed on like since there were illustrations, the scans had the illustrations bleeding through on the blank pages or the pages that had text on it because it was just text on an otherwise blank page. And so we were trying to find a good solution to kind of get rid of that bleed. It's like, do we copy that text and just try to redo it? But then what if that's part of the puzzle to have the text in a certain way? And it's like, no, we can't, we don't want to mess with any of that. So what we ended up doing, he ended up making these little boxes around it. So and then he would clear out the space from the bleed. Um, but he just put these little boxes around the text, and you can't even tell anymore that it had any kind of bleed through it. He did a really good job. And then he also, what a lot of people will do is they'll like make a map of all the different rooms, so they take all the illustrations and put them on like a whiteboard or something and put them all together. And I was like, since people are already doing that, and my brother will probably want to do that, why don't you just go ahead and have like a spread of 2 pages where it's just all the different pictures in number order? And he's like, yeah, I can do that. So he did that. And then I think that the biggest thing is the final touch that I did. I insisted all the grown-ups in our family. I went to all of them, all of our siblings, our mom, and even all the wives except for the brother whose wife, uh, except for him because he's, okay, sorry, I'm not explaining it well. The brother whom I'm gifting, I didn't have him or his wife, of course, writing it because it's a gift for him. Um, because he's doing this whole thing where he's kind of moving off to Barbados to do submission work. And I was starting to think about it. I'm like, you know what? If he's gonna be gone in a completely different country, I mean, he's been in a different state, but like if he's gonna be in a different country with his family for, I don't know, at least a year, if not longer. It depends. We don't really know how long it's gonna be at this point. We're not gonna see him for a little while. And I think it'd be nice if I gave him something that's like a, hey, we care about you, you know, uh, your family cares about you kind of thing, right? And so I convinced each family member to write something in the book, just like a little kind, like almost yearbook style, like a kind little message, just so he can, at the very least, if he doesn't like the book itself, he can take it off the shelf and look at the messages and be like, oh yeah, I have a family that cares about me. And I had some family members who were like, I don't know, but I insisted on it. I made everybody do it, um, and I feel like it was. I think that it's probably the most thoughtful gift I've ever done, and I was very satisfied giving it to him, and I told him the whole story. I told him about everything. Um, so it was. I'm very satisfied with that gift, and I'm very happy with how it all turned out. So, uh, yeah, it was. I think it was a pretty good Christmas in that regard. I got some fun stuff out of it, but I think I gave a very nice gift as well. And I also got him some other books as well. Like I got him some other things. I got him a Where's Waldo because he's got some little kids and he wanted something he could do with the kids. And he also liked books. And who doesn't love Where's Waldo? So I got him a Where's Waldo book as well as like some other books for his family and some books for one of the other brothers' family, where they can sit and read, and like Sherlock Holmes and Anne of Green Gables and stuff like that. Some like literary classics, but they have like illustrations, so it's more fun for the kids and stuff. Also, Happy New Year, Virus. Good to see you. Love the beanie. Thank you. Thank you. Well, here we are. My time zone is 17 minutes till New Year's. We're getting close. Um, let's see. Uh, in about 15 minutes or so, I'm gonna. Well, okay, we'll get ready in about 5 or 10 minutes. I'm gonna open my window and we'll do a countdown, and then I'm gonna yell Happy New Year out the window as loud as I possibly can. Um, yeah, and then we'll just hang out a little bit longer after the end of the stream, or after that we'll hang out a little bit longer. Um, and then we'll probably leave it at that. I don't want to be up too late tonight because I do have work tomorrow. Um, so truth be told, after I yell out the window, I don't think I'll be live for too much longer. Maybe just like another 30 minutes ish. Give or take. We'll see. We'll hang out a little bit. But it's almost time. We're getting close. Um, it's been a long, it's been a long year. It's been a slow year. It's been a tough year for me. Um, I was saying at the start of the stream that truth be told, what a coincidence! I got to work too. Hey, maybe I'll see you. Maybe we happen to work at the same place. Wouldn't that be crazy? I don't know. It's been a tough year, and I feel like most people I've talked to have just been like, yeah, it's not been my year. Next year hopefully will be better, but it just hasn't been good this year. And I'm really hopeful that's true. Um, I don't know, man. I don't know, but I think we're in for a better year. There's some stuff that scares me about next year. Some stuff that hasn't happened yet, but it's like I can see where things are going. And we don't have to get into speculation or any of that stuff, but um, I think people are wanting things to get better. I think people are asking for things to get better, and I think we as a culture, as a society, as they say, um, I think we're ready for some improvements, and I think we're ready to cooperate, and try to make things actually a little better. So hopefully, hopefully that'll actually happen. Maybe it'll take us a little bit longer than next year. Who knows? Um, but this one thing's for sure is this year's been not great. This year's been pretty terrible for me in particular. I've not had a good year. Um, I really wish things were a lot better. Um, but I appreciate the people in my life. I think that's the thing that's always been important to me. Um, my friends, my coworkers, my family, my viewers, my online friends. Um, it's the the people I know have been about the only good thing in my life. Uh, yeah, there's not been a whole lot I can say that's been good this past year, but the people who have been part of it have been the best part of it. You know, um, so truthfully, I thank you all for being there for me. I thank everybody for hanging out with me. Tolerating me, and being there for me, up until this point. And hopefully into the future. Uh, I'm not going anywhere, not for a while. So if you'll have me, I'd be happy to hang out a little bit more. Um, yeah. Sorry, I don't mean to bring it down at all. Uh, but truthfully, I appreciate everybody. I appreciate everybody who's been there for me, um, even for the little stuff. And I want to do more. I want to do more to pay people back. I want to do more to be there for people, and to, like I appreciate when people subscribe to the channel and all, but it's like I want to give you something. I want to give you your money's worth. I appreciate people being nice to me, but I want to be nice to them back. You know, um, I think maybe this next year I'll try to reach out to people more. I think I want to do that. I want to reach out to people more. I want to hang out more. I want to make some content, real content, not just, streaming, which I like doing, but it's simple, it's easy. I sit down and I sit here and talk to you guys and play video games. It's fun, but I want to do something more creative, and interesting and engaging, um, and still stream. But the third thing is I do still want to just stream. Um, I didn't do a whole lot of streaming this past year. Um, we've talked about this before, but it's just been hard for me to find something to do basically. But I'd like to find something to do. I'd like to find other things to stream. Other. I mean, I did some interesting stuff. I experimented a little bit here and there with different things to do on stream, and some worked okay, some didn't work at all really. Um, I tried multi-streaming on YouTube and TikTok. That didn't work. That was terrible, man.
You're not meant to be in here.
Oh, thanks for the community sub. Appreciate it, Virus. Oh, Yelena got it. Nice. But yeah, I tried the multi-streaming, and man, it was YouTube chat is just it's just a bunch of kids, and TikTok chat is just a bunch of people who don't care. So it was just a miserable experience trying to get that to work. So I think that was really disheartening. Trying that, putting so much effort into making it work, and then getting nothing out of it any of the times I streamed. And I had like a solid like 10 to 12 streams where it was on all the platforms. I'm not gonna bother with Kick. Kick is just a monstrosity. Not interested. But I tried a bunch of other platforms, and just nothing really felt as good as Twitch does. Now that being said, um, my channel's not really grown this past year. Um, it's been stuck right where it was at the start. Um, and I think I'm ready for something a little bit new. I want to try to get some money for a new model. I want to try to do some more interesting stuff, have more engagement with viewers and stuff. You're taking time to take care of yourself. That's true, and I value that. I think this year was for me, it was a lot of healing. It was a lot of recovering, from certain stuff that's happening in life that I won't get into for personal reasons. I'm we don't need to get into it. But I was recovering from a lot of stuff and just trying to figure stuff out in my own life. And I won't deny myself that time. I think that was important too. And I've always been of the mindset of, if I am in a bad mood for streaming, I'm not going to stream, because it's just not valuable. It's not good for me, If I'm not in a good mood about it, if I don't want to do it, um and overall I want to stream. I do want to do this stuff, but some days I can't bring myself to it, and there's no reason to force myself. So I appreciate you pointing that out, though, Virus. That was an important part of this past year. And I think that's the part that makes it kind of suck, is like, I needed to I needed to do some recovering. I needed to do some soul searching, some figuring out of stuff, and just breathe for a bit. Um, and it that feels like wasted time. Yeah, we all need that time. That's true. That's very true. It's hard to make that not feel like wasted time sometimes, but it's not wasted time. Um, and I need, it's tough to remind myself that, but it's true. I needed some of that time off. I needed some of that to just be a break, from the stress of things, and to not think about stuff. So, but yeah, we got about 5 minutes. Let me get the window open. Um, oy. Let's see. Let me I guess I can turn the gain. Is the restaurant downstairs still open? God damn. I can hear them and stuff. Oh, I can't adjust the gain on this mic like I used to. Um, is it on the audio box? me see if is this adjusting anything? No, no, that's about the same. Um, is it this one? Is this? Oh, that's the one. Yeah, that's definitely the one. Okay. All right. I gotta be a little quiet when I'm next to the mic because it's very loud otherwise. All right, I gotta open the window, and then I gotta put the screen in to prop it open. Um, we'll do that. Okay, I'm gonna just kind of sit there. Ready? Pumpkin on the window. Forgot about that. That's from Halloween. Okay. There. How's that? Ooh, I know you guys can't see it, but I'd rather you guys not see it because I don't want to get doxxed by Rainbolt or something. Oh man, those windows are so heavy, man. I don't know why. Not all windows, I'm sure, but these ones are heavy as hell. I don't understand it. Let's scoot this out of the way. All right, we're getting to countdown time, just about. Oh yeah, yeah. See the world clock, so I can get the accurate time. We've got about 3 minutes. I'm sure we're gonna hear all sorts of gunshots. I'm sure we're gonna hear all sorts of fireworks.
Very impressive.
Let's see. I'll pause the music in a second here as well. Oh, it's getting there. It's funny the so for those of you that don't remember or maybe weren't here for it, um, first time I ever did this on stream. As a kid, I grew up celebrating New Year's pretty normally, but then we would always go on the back porch or out the back door, and we just yell "Happy New Year" as a family, and use a bunch of noisemakers and things. And so, the first time I ever did this on stream, I was like, okay, well, I got to yell out the window. Of course, I've always done this. And so, so went to the window that just happened to be in my background in my IRL shot, and I screamed "Happy New Year," and somebody happened to be passing by and said it back. You know, I just they happened to be there, and then I think literally was that 2 years ago that I did that, and then I think just last year it happened again. So that was really funny. Just having the experience of that happening twice, yelling "Happy New Year" out the window as loud as I possibly can, and then getting a response on two separate occasions on stream. I'm pretty sure they've both been clipped, so that's fun. We'll see if we can get we'll see if we can get it a third time or if it's just gonna ring out into the night. Um, we're down to a minute, just about a minute and 8 seconds here. So I really appreciate everybody. I already hear the gunshots. It's great living in the city. I hope nobody gets hurt. That's all. Um, truthfully, thank you everybody. It's been such a big, terrible year. Go to Riddance 2025. I hope to never ever have to think about 2025 again. It's been miserable, but the people have been important. The people have been a big part of it, and people have meant a lot. And I could not be more proud of the people in my life for tolerating me all this time. Um, well, we're just about there. I think some people their clocks are a bit different, so we'll be hearing it for a little while. I can already hear the gunshots. It's definitely not fireworks. Oh, it's less than 10 seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. You hearing all that? That's not fireworks, by the way. That's not fireworks. Happy New Year, everybody. It's just, it's gonna go on for a little. It's gonna go on. Okay, well, uh, that's that, I guess. Should I leave the window open for a little bit? What do you think? Somebody's just screaming. Nice. Okay. All right. This is more and more gunshots. They have run out of ammo, man. All right. Always like that, man. It's always like that. Oh man. Yeah, let me turn it. There we go. I think that's the normal level. Oh yeah, let me turn the fan on. It's getting kind of warm in here. God, dude. I think some of the noise suppression is like trying to is not covering all of those, but I'm sure you're hearing some of the gunshots, right? It's just so much, man. Jesus. Yeah, it's just like I get it. Everybody's got a goddamn gun. Welcome to America, man. It's it's cheaper than fireworks, probably. Oh yeah, I guess this year I did. I guess this past year was the one that I figured out. I was non-binary. Been debating in my mind if I prefer the term non-binary or gender fluid, but I think probably non-binary is a bit more accurate for me. We've talked about that a lot on stream. We don't need to talk about it right now. But I'm trying to think of like, well, what are all the things that happened this year that were big for me? That was another one. So there is that. So that'll be a bit more of a positive thing that I'll remember about this year, at least. But yeah. Oh my god. Um, oh my god. Somebody's got like an automatic weapon. Jesus. I don't know if you guys can hear any of that, but at this point, because again, I turned it down a bit, but god damn. Oh man. It doesn't stop, does it? It doesn't stop. There's just more gunshots over and over. The anxiety of like the idea of a bullet coming through and killing me on New Year's Eve, like just coming through my window because somebody pointed the gun a little bit to the side. It's a terrifying idea. Um, and it's not leaving my mind anytime soon. Uh, but luckily, I think I mean, 5 minutes after, surely nobody's celebrating for that much longer. Like, I think we're past the main point here. Well, I've had enough of 2025. I'm ready to move on. Happy 2026, everybody. Happy New Year. Um, yeah, let's get the music back on. Now, what do we talk about? I talked about Christmas. I talked about New Year's. I talked about the old year. Um, we've depression maxed. I've said thank you to everybody. I think there might be more people I need to say thank you to. Maybe that'll be another resolution to make for the year. I don't know, maybe we just call it there. Maybe that's just the end of the stream for now. Nah, surely we can hang out for just like another 30 minutes or so. I'd hate to have such a short stream. It just feels weird streaming for 2 hours and then calling it. Like, I think we need to do more than that, you know? Excuse me. Well, let's see. Okay. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe we do just end stream today. I don't know. I'm out of things, and I don't want to start playing a game because it's been just a chatting stream today. I feel like I've said everything I want to say, you know, and I feel like we did all the things. We ended on a good note here. I don't know what else must I do? What more must I do? Maybe we just say, hey, good stream today. I'll see you next year. You know, the classic. Hit him with the classic. I'll see you guys next year. I don't know. Yeah, you know what? Maybe it's for the best. I think we'll call it there. Um, how does this song go? Hold on. How about this one? This is a good one. Hold on. It's just sorry, kind of messing things up here. Thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate everybody. I want to say one more time, thank you so much for everything. You guys mean a lot to me, and I know it was a short stream today. I know I didn't do too much, um, but we sat and we talked, and I value that time greatly. I really do. It means a lot to me, and I want to repay that. I want to do more this year. I want to do more this year than I've done any year. You know, I want to actually get some stuff done. That means something. You know. So thank you so much for everything. Um, this is the outro song for the day, for the year, for the stream. I'll see you guys next year. This is Ragdoll by Pencil Legs. Just a random little song I like. And that'll be it. Happy 2026, everybody. And good riddance 2025. Never want to see you again. Goodbye. All right. But I do want to see you guys. Bye. See you next year. Bye.